Ferrari is in total chaos, and their big Masterplan has just been exposed and shattered. What was supposed to be their winning strategy is now falling apart, and it's sending shockwaves through the entire Formula One world. Could this be the end of Ferrari's dreams for a comeback? In Formula One, promises can disappear as quickly as they're made. One moment you're the number one driver, and the next, a new talent takes your spot. Teams often promise drivers championships, but soon those same drivers are fighting just to finish in the midfield. These promises usually benefit the teams, leaving the drivers at a disadvantage. Lewis Hamilton might be stepping into a situation at Ferrari where the promises made to him aren't all they seemed. Although he hasn't even started with the team yet, one of Ferrari's big targets has already slipped through their grasp. This has raised questions about whether Hamilton was sold a false dream before he even suited up in Ferrari's colours. As one of the most accomplished drivers in the sport, Hamilton may have expected Ferrari to make moves that would ensure his success, but it seems like those moves haven't materialised. Meanwhile, another driver has been given huge promises, and this time they might actually come true. But the question is whether this driver can handle everything that comes with it. Sometimes what seems like a dream opportunity can turn out to be more than a driver can manage, especially in the fast-paced world of Formula One. Adrian Newey joins Aston Martin. In another major move, legendary car designer Adrian Newey is signing a deal with Aston Martin worth £30 million per year, including bonuses. This makes him one of the highest-paid figures in the sport, with only Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen earning more. Aston Martin has also secured more funding by selling minority stakes to investment groups, bringing in up to $2 million. While this is great news for Aston Martin, it may spell trouble for Hamilton. Good news all around. Maybe not, as Hamilton faces uncertainty while other teams like Aston Martin gain strength. Yes, in a surprising announcement earlier this year, Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, revealed that he would be leaving Mercedes to join Scuderia Ferrari. This move had been the subject of speculation long before Hamilton even joined Mercedes, as the combination of the sport's most successful driver and its most iconic team seemed like a perfect match. However, it now appears that some key elements of the plan Hamilton was sold may be missing. One of the most critical factors that might have been promised to Hamilton was the potential hiring of Adrian Newey, the most successful car designer in Formula One. Ferrari had shown significant interest in bringing Newey on board, and it seemed like a natural fit, especially given the emotional connection between Ferrari and Newey. In an interview last year, Newey expressed two major regrets in his career: not working with Ferrari and not working with Hamilton. Despite this, Ferrari somehow failed to secure his services. Newey has since signed with Aston Martin, a move that surprised many in the F1 world. It's unclear if Newey's potential involvement was part of the original deal Hamilton had with Ferrari, but once Newey became available after nearly 2 decades with Red Bull, it became evident that both Hamilton and Ferrari were eager to bring him into the fold. Hamilton himself told Sky F1, "If I had to make a wish list of people I'd want to work with in Formula One, Newey would be at the very top of it." So why didn't Ferrari manage to secure Newey? According to reports, Ferrari didn't want to engage in a bidding war with Aston Martin's Lawrence Stroll, who offered Newey an incredibly lucrative deal. Ferrari believed that the amount of money on the table far outweighed any emotional incentive Newey might have had to join them. As a result, the highly anticipated dream team of Hamilton and Newey at Ferrari never materialized, leaving questions about how this might impact Hamilton's future at the team. Well, it's understandable that Ferrari might not want to increase their spending, especially with Lewis Hamilton reportedly set to earn a massive $48 million per year, according to Gazzetta dello Sport. But this won't make the news any easier for Hamilton. He's leaving Mercedes, a team that seems to have found its form again under James Allison after struggling earlier in the season. Meanwhile, Ferrari has just recently started to turn things around, but still faces uncertainty. Ferrari's Monza turnaround, a sign of progress. Ferrari's recent improvement was evident at Monza, where they brought major upgrades and secured a strong result. However, Monza is a track where Ferrari always prioritizes success to please their passionate fans, the Tifosi. Whether this success will carry over to other circuits remains to be seen. The real test will be if Ferrari can maintain this momentum next year, and, more importantly, in 2026 when new regulations come into play. The loss of Adrian Newey, a legendary car designer, is a significant blow to Ferrari. While they will likely perform well on the engine side, that has never been their primary struggle. As seen in past seasons, it's the overall car package that needs refining. Ferrari had to bring back Rory Byrne, a former chief designer, to make their 2023 car competitive, indicating just how valuable Newey's expertise would have been. Newey's signing with Aston Martin could have been game-changing for Ferrari, especially with the upcoming 2026 regulations, which will focus heavily on engine performance and aerodynamics. As Hamilton mentioned in an interview, "If I had to make a wish list of people I'd want to work with in Formula One, Newey would be at the very top of it." This shows just how much Hamilton was looking forward to potentially working with Newey at Ferrari. The new 2026 regulations will focus heavily on engine technology, with more emphasis on electronic power and an overhaul of the hybrid systems. However, championships aren't just won with powerful engines. It's the car design that makes the difference. The chassis and aerodynamics will also undergo major changes in 2026, making Newey's expertise even more valuable. For Aston Martin, Newey's arrival is a huge win. This could also explain why Fernando Alonso was so eager to extend his contract with the team, even though they haven't shown much promise in breaking into the top four this season. Moreover, in recent months, Fernando Alonso has been raising eyebrows with his performances. Many fans and experts alike started questioning how long someone with such high expectations could tolerate disappointing results. Fighting for ninth place isn't what a two-time world champion like Alonso had in mind, especially after his strong performances in 2022. Best of the rest wasn't the goal for a driver chasing his long-awaited 33rd win. So it's natural to wonder why Alonso stayed calm despite these struggles, and how long he could keep his frustrations in check. The impact of Newey and new investments, the news of Adrian Newey joining Aston Martin, combined with a massive cash injection from new investors, may explain why Alonso has remained composed. Newey, a legendary car designer with a track record of success, is set to bring fresh expertise to the team. Add to that the financial boost, and it's easy to see why Alonso's patience is starting to make sense. With these new resources, Aston Martin could potentially challenge for a title in 2026. Alonso might even consider his chances with the team to be as good, if not better, than Red Bull, Ferrari or Mercedes, who have historically managed engine regulations well. In an interview with Marca, Alonso emphasized his focus on the future. "We need to be patient. We need to understand that the big target is 2026. He's aware that the team won't be able to catch the top four teams right away, but he's still expecting progress. Alonso continued, "We have to go better," expressing frustration at being behind teams like Williams and Haas. This shows that while he's keeping an eye on the long-term goal, Alonso still wants short-term improvements to make the waiting period more tolerable. Also, Alonso is currently in a tricky position. On one hand, he knows the big improvements will come in 2026 with the arrival of Newey and other upgrades. But on the other hand, he's hoping for better performances now. While Aston Martin's future looks bright with the new resources and personnel, Alonso doesn't want to spend the next few seasons stuck in the midfield. As he balances his desire for immediate results with the long-term project, Alonso's mindset is clear. Improvements are coming, but for now, patience is key. He knows that with Newey on board, Aston Martin could become a serious contender, but he's eager to see progress before 2026. So what do you think? Will Adrian Newey, fresh investments and Fernando Alonso create a winning formula for Aston Martin? Share your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe for more.